Hey, what's up, guys, and welcome to the very first episode of Darklight On with Black Oni Baka. Now, in this episode, I'm going to be talking about a small game called Wildstar, made by Carbine Studios, and have been in production for the last 5 years. This is a faction-based MMO, which you can play as the Dominion, which are the bad guys, or the Exile, which are the good guys, fighting on this small but beautiful planet called Nexus. Now, I finally got to get my hands on this game and actually play in beta 3.0, and sad to say, I sort of have mixed feelings about this game. Let me explain, and let's get right into the video. Now, the first class I got my hands onto was the Espera class, and this by far was my favorite class of the game. This class was the DPS class, and it pumps out a lot of DPS. The main reason why I found this class to be the best was just because the sheer factor of just poning ass with this class. I mean, just look at it on screen. I am killing people in 1, 2 hits. That's how powerful this class is. And then on top of that, once you get the second ability at tier 5, it is retarded. Now, this is a stationary class, so that is sort of the drawback of this class, is that you're going to be pretty much in one position doing the whole entire fight. Now, don't get me wrong, I'm over-exaggerating a little bit, but as you can see, the first ability that I'm using, I am stationary. I cannot move, I can't do anything. So that's the reason why I call this class the Glass Cannon class. So with this said, I would have to say this is going to be more of a PvE based class instead of a PvP based class. Just because of the fact that this game surrounds around mobile movement. This game requires you to move because of the telegraph system. And due to the fact that this is a stationary class, this class will not be for PvE. But with that said, this class is still fun. I enjoyed it. As you see, I'm rocking with my red Chua, blasting people, shooting people in the face, ducking and dodging out of stuff. It is a really fun base class. I loved it, and this was my favorite class. The second class I got my hands on was the Engineer class. Now, the Engineer class, I would have to say, would be more of a ranged tank. I wouldn't really do anything outside of this class, outside of tank. DPS wise, I only played 10 levels of each class that I've played, so it's really kind of hard for me to say that this is going to be a good DPS class for PvP. But to tell the truth, I really highly doubt it with the amount of damage that you can do with Espers and Slingers and even the medics. I mean, this class just seems totally obsolete when it comes to PvP. But like I said, this is beta and I only played 10 levels of it, so it's really kind of hard for me to say on that. But anyway, I found this class very enjoyable, being able just to tank everything and just take sheer amount of damage and just dish it out as well. It may not be as quickly as killing people as quickly as the Espera class, which was my favorite class, but still you have that heavy armor and you can just take damage compared to the Espera. Now with this class, like I said, the Espera class is a stationary class. Majority of the classes will be mobile. This is definitely one of them. As you see that I am moving and shooting all at the same time. That is the reason why I feel that the Espera class will not be a good PvP class. But anyway, with that said, it is a stationary class. You got your main ability, which is pretty wide for a main ability. You can hit up to 5 targets in that little area, which is which is a lot. So tanking wise, it is great because it is an AoE tank. It is not a stationary tank. I actually, tell the truth, I don't even think any class is a single target tank in this game. It looks like most of them can be AoE, even the warrior in itself. But with that said, you have another ability which is called Electrocute, which just shoots electrocution out. It does tons and tons of damage to the character. And then you have Knockback, which pretty much stuns the person, and all this other abilities, as well as the little android that you see following me around. That is actually the tank one that you get first, and then the second one would be the arson, and I'm assuming the last would be the medic. But like I said, this is a real fun class. I enjoyed it. You know, it's going to be a class that I play, but it will not be the first class that I play. For the sake of time, I'm not going to talk about all the other classes that I played, because I did get to play every single class up to level 10 just because of my choosing. I didn't want to go any further than that because I would get sort of a base, and I do mean a base foundation of the class. Note, like I said, there's 40 more levels, and there's many different versions of it due to their pick system and all this and all that. But anyway, the warrior class wasn't really my favorite, nor was the stalker class. I'm more of a range person, so I gravitated mainly towards the range. The medics by far was probably, I would have to say, was PvP wise the best, and with that said, but anyway, let's talk about some of the other things that I didn't talk on, like the UI system. The UI system by far, I found it to be very cluttered, very random, and very bad. I note that they did update the UI system after I jumped into beta, so it will not be the same when it comes out. Thank God it won't, because it is bad. I mean, just looking on screen and checking everything out, it is a clusterfuck of random shit. You have all your stuff up top, then you got some stuff down below, and then you got some stuff over here and some stuff over there. It's just a big cluster. Even when the game comes out, you can customize your UI system, but thank God it does not look like that. But let's move on to the next thing I want to talk about, is the mapping system. The map generally looks great until they added the fucking quest markers on it. The quest markers are by far, I would actually have to say, the worst thing in this game. Quest markers work as you have your 1 quest, your 2, your 3, your 4, your 5, all in chronological order of what you picked them up. Now on the map, they will show up in this chronological order, but the closer you get to, let's just say, said marker 2, it turns into said marker 1 now, just because of the fact that it is closer. So now when you try and look at your map and try and look at that, shit changes and stuff changes, and it gets very, very confusing when 2 turns into 5 and 8 turns into 1 and 10 turns into 20, if you can have that many. But you see what I'm talking about. It gets very, very confusing because the closer you get to it and the farther away you get from it, it drops down the list. So it's really, really irritating when you're trying to track something with that. I really do hope that they changed it. I put my request in for them to change this. Hopefully they listen, and hopefully it is not as bad as that. The next thing that I want to talk about is the path system. The path system, I would actually have to say, was one of the funnest things in the game. You get to create pretty much your own content for your own character. Note, the path system is the same content regardless of what character you pick. Obviously, if you pick warrior on the on the Dominion side, it's going to be very, very similar to the warrior on the Exile side. The only class that I actually really played, because it is me and I didn't feel like going into and looking at all the other stuff and jumping and searching, was the warrior in itself. The warrior is a destruction based path where all you do is just kill mobs and just kill people. For the 10 levels that I've played with this on each and every tune, I found it to be really, really enjoyable to just go around and just hack and slash people and get massive amounts of XP for this. The only bad part that I found out about the warrior path was the fact that it's very tunnel based. That's all that you really do. It's very one-dimensional. At least from what I experienced in the 10 levels, is that you go here, you defend something, and you blow something up, and you kill people while you're blowing something up, and that's pretty much it. But I did get a little taste of the versatility of the warrior system, where it gives you weapons and you must kill people, or you must kill a certain amount of people with this weapon. And then when I got later and about level 11 and 10, like I said, I sort of stopped around there. but then you can control beasts and blow people up like they did in the trailers. I found that and I saw that and I liked it. But for the very first just premise of it, just the very basic of it, which I'm assuming is going to actually have a lot, and I do mean a lot of this, will be the simple stand here and destroy stuff. Now with that said, like I said, you guys are probably wondering why I have mixed feelings about this game, because I talk so highly about this game. The main reason why I have mixed feelings about this game is just because of the fact that it is an MMO and it is in beta. So there's a ton of stuff that they could change for the good and could change for the worse. I mean, this game on paper looks great. This game plays great depending on what class and what particular flavor you like. It runs and plays great. Optimal wise, it runs really bad. I mean, graphically wise, at least right now, because it is beta. Nope, I have a 650 Ti, I have a 660 Ti SLI bridge, and I couldn't even run that shit on maximum, which was horrible, without having like 5 frames per second, which is really bad. But nope, this is beta. So, but with that said, the other main reason why I'm a little bit confused about this game is the in-game content. Note, I didn't get the chance to get any of the in-game or see the dungeons in itself, because I decided to stay at level 10 and just save that for that. But with this said, MMOs are in-game and dungeon based, so I have no idea what is going to bring to the table. I really don't know if the in-game is really going to be the best in this game. Note, aka Star Wars, was horrible. The game looked beautiful, game played beautiful, just like I played in beta. I thought it was going to be the shit. I spent so much money on to get in this game and turned out to be a fucking slap in the face. And that is the main reason why I'm a little bit skeptical of this game. But if y'all guys have any questions or just want to talk about or know more about the different classes, please drop a line, say something in chat, and I will definitely get back to you. But with that said and done, this concludes the first episode of Darklight On with Black Oni Baka. Thank you guys for showing up, and peace.
Need assistance to gather more data. You will launch drones